Kamala's campaign spending scandal just got a lot worse. Last week, we found out Kamala spent millions of dollars buying celebrity endorsements and staging concerts that didn't win a single vote and ended up $20 million in debt. Tonight, we're finding out Kamala was lying to donors to keep the cash flowing. Here's one of Kamala's surrogates.
This is just an epic disaster. This is a $1 billion disaster. And I raised millions of that. I have friends that I have to be accountable to and to explain what happened because I told...
She raised $1 billion for her campaign, but people who were affected by the hurricane had to apply for a $750 loan. I can guarantee you Kamala would have won the presidency had she given that money to the people who were victims of the hurricane. And I don't mean like giving them the money directly, but like helped with that money, put that money to good use. There was a natural disaster and you was out. All right.
Because I told them it was a margin of error race. I was promised, Jen O'Malley Dillon promised all of us that Harris would win. She even put videos out saying that Harris would win. I believed her. My donors believed her. And so they wrote massive checks. I feel like a lot of us were misled.
Democrats were acting like sleazy salesmen, calling up donors and saying, we got Trump on the ropes. This race is tight. And your money can make all the difference. But the race wasn't close. And $1 billion just got washed away.
$1 billion. How the fuck you blow through $1 billion? Oh, I know how. Allegedly, when she went on the Call Her Daddy podcast, they spent $100 grand to make the set for the...
Her donors got fleeced and Kamala was clueless. One Democrat official told Notice, I'm amazed that we even got close. The campaign has been broken since the beginning.
You know, I've said for months that Donald Trump was going to win the election and it wasn't going to be close. And I could tell this based on their social media teams. Kamala's social media team sucked. Trump's was awesome.
Kamala inherited Biden's campaign, which was already shaky because no top talent wanted to move to Delaware. Right after the donations started pouring in around the August convention, Kamala started to fizzle. In September, the cash flow dried up. Her honeymoon was dead, but they kept her in the dark. It got so bad, some black staffers were on the brink of suing. Black aides felt routinely mistreated and demoralized. Some had even wanted to make formal complaints and refrained for fear of retaliation.
That sounds like a lot of liberals these days. As soon as you argue with them or complain about some shit with common sense, they will attack you.
In October, Kamala was scheduled to tape a fundraising video. While she was reading the script, Kamala stopped at a line. We missed our fundraising deadline. She looked at staffers and said, well, we can't lie to people. But it wasn't a lie. One low-level staffer had to tell Harris that the campaign did miss its goal.
How are you so damn clueless as to the finances of your campaign?
The Kamala Harris campaign was running out of money and no one thought to tell Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris never thought to ask. She was flying all over the country to schmooze donors and never wondered, like, hey guys, how much money do we have coming in or out? What a puppet.
All right.
Even Oprah Winfrey was in on it. The billionaire Weight Watchers tycoon demanded the Harris campaign pay her $1 million to do that little town hall interview.
Hey, Oprah, good morning. How are you, darling? You looking very good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true?
Kamala also blew $20 million on celebrity concerts. They even put Kamala's face on the Sphere in Vegas. See that stunt right there? Cost her $500,000.
Why? Why?
And Kamala never raised an eyebrow and then got creamed in Nevada.
What?
Now Kamala's in debt and asking for money. She says it's going towards a recount. She lost by 3 million votes.
Yeah, that's crazy. She started a recount fund. She really thinks so little of y'all. She thinks she's going to be able to finesse y'all out of $20 million to cover her debt. That's how little she thinks of her constituents.
Ooh, that's a lot of votes to recount. Democrats might not want to fork over any more cash. But there's one guy who's open to the idea, Donald Trump. He writes, whatever we can do to help them during this difficult period, I would strongly recommend we as a party, and for the sake of desperately needed unity, do. We have a lot of money left over in that our biggest asset in the campaign was earned media, and that doesn't cost very much.
We have a lot of money left over. We can cover your bills. We can take care of you. Kamala la, Kamala la 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 la, Kamala la 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 la. Embarrassing.